You are doing everything. The feeds, the nappy changes, the tummy time you remembered even though you were running on 3 hours of sleep. The songs you sing even when your voice sounds terrible. The books you read even when they try to eat the pages. And somewhere underneath all of it, one question you never say out loud. Am I doing enough for their brain? Not their belly. Their brain. The thing being built right now that they will carry everywhere they ever go. Harvard researchers discovered something 20 years ago that most parents have never been told. One specific daily practice that does more for your baby's developing brain than almost everything else combined. It takes 3 minutes. It costs nothing. And you are probably doing it sometimes without knowing it. And skipping it other times without knowing that either. Stay. Because once you know what it is, you will never look at an ordinary moment with your baby the same way again. Right now, while your baby is just lying there looking at the ceiling fan, their brain is doing something that will never happen again at this speed for the rest of their life. 1 million new neural connections forming every single second. Not every hour, not every day, every second. And every single one of those connections is being shaped by what is happening in the room right now. The sounds, the temperature, and most powerfully, one thing above everything else. Your face, your voice. Whether you look up or you don't. 20 years ago, researchers at Harvard's Center on the Developing Child set out to find what actually drives this brain construction. Not what toys help, not what programs work, what genuinely builds the architecture of a developing mind. What they found was not complicated. It was not expensive. It was so ordinary that most parents do it without thinking and miss it without noticing. They called it serve and return. And by the time you finish this video, you will understand exactly why it matters, exactly what it looks like, and exactly how to make sure your baby gets it every single day. Here is what serve and return looks like in a real moment with your real baby. Your baby is on the mat. They make a small sound, not crying, just a sound sent out into the room toward you. That is the serve. You look up. You catch it. You say something back. Even just a smile. Just your eyes finding theirs. That is the return. And in those 3 seconds, something measurable happens inside your baby's brain. Neural pathways that will one day become language, emotional regulation, and the ability to trust another person fire and connect. Not because of what you said, because you answered. Harvard researchers found that the number of these back-and-forth exchanges, not the number of words spoken, not the educational toys in the room, was the single strongest predictor of language development and cognitive ability in children. More back and forth meant stronger brains, across every income group, every family situation, every background. The practice was free. It was available to every parent, and almost nobody had been told it existed. A screen cannot do this. It plays regardless of whether your baby is in the room. A toy cannot do this. It does not know your baby made a sound. Your baby's brain is not looking for something to watch. It is looking for something that watches back. Here is the honest truth about why this is harder now than it has ever been in human history. It is not because parents love their babies less. It is not because this generation is doing something wrong. It is because the phone in your pocket was designed by some of the smartest people alive specifically to capture your attention and hold it. The notifications, the scroll, the way it makes 10 seconds feel like nothing. These are not accidents. They are features built by teams whose entire job was to make looking away feel costless. But to your baby's brain, those seconds are not costless. When your baby reaches out and nobody answers, their brain responds the same way it would if you had left the room entirely. Developmental researchers have documented this. A caregiver who is physically present but repeatedly unresponsive produces the same stress signal in an infant as a caregiver who is absent. Your baby's brain does not understand busy. It was built thousands of years before busy existed as a concept. It only understands there and not there. And when the return does not come, the only conclusion it can reach is that you are not there. This is not your fault. This is a mismatch between an ancient brain and a modern device. And knowing it changes everything about how you can respond to it. Because the solution is not guilt. The solution is 3 minutes and a phone placed face down. You do not need a program. You do not need to reorganize your day. You need 3 minutes. Scattered across the day. That is it. 3 minutes where you put the phone down and watch for the moment your baby reaches out. Your baby looks at your face. You look back. You say what you see. Not something clever or educational. Just the truth of the moment. You found me. There you are. Your baby makes a sound. You answer it before you decode it. Before you figure out what it means or whether something is wrong. You answer first. You want to tell me something. I am listening. Your baby reaches toward something. You look at what they are looking at before you redirect them. 2 seconds of following their attention before you move them on. Oh, you found that. Look at that. None of this needs to be perfect. It just needs to arrive. 3 seconds from the moment they reach out to the moment you answer. That is the whole job. Japanese parenting has practiced this for generations under the concept of skinship. Deliberate, present, responsive closeness built into the ordinary moments of the day. Not a technique. A way of being with a child that treats every signal they send as worth answering. And the babies raised inside that rhythm of being consistently answered grow up with one deep certainty. When I send something into the world sends something back. That certainty is not a feeling. It is a structure, built in the ordinary moments of an ordinary day. There will be days the phone wins. Days you gave everything and it was not enough. Days you were in the room but not really there. Those days do not undo the days you got it right. The brain does not build itself on perfection. It builds itself on patterns. A parent who answers often enough, not always, not perfectly, but often enough, is giving their child something no toy, app, or program can replicate. A brain that believes connection is possible. A nervous system that knows reaching out is worth doing. A self that understands it is worth responding to. That gets built through nothing more than a parent looking up from what they were doing and meeting their baby's eyes. Again and again. In the ordinary moments nobody thinks to count. Every relationship they will ever have traces back here. To this room. To you, tired and trying, choosing to look up. Today, somewhere between the feeds and the nappy changes, your baby will reach out. Not with a lesson, not with a toy. With your eyes and 3 seconds of being completely there. You do not need to buy it. You do not need to learn it. You just need to look up. If this helped you see your baby differently, share it with a parent who needs to hear it. And subscribe for more. We talk about what is actually happening inside your baby's mind every week. See you in the next one.